Today our topic is how to train your mind like a Stoic warrior. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes it feels like the world is against us. But the Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, believed that the key to a good life lies not in changing the world around us, but in mastering our own minds. They taught that we can find peace, strength, and clarity by training ourselves to think differently. So, how can you train your mind like a Stoic warrior? Let's break it down step by step. First, understand that you cannot control everything. This is the core idea of Stoicism. Many things in life are outside your control, for weather, other people's opinions, traffic, or even unexpected events like illness or loss. The Stoics say that trying to control these things will only lead to frustration and suffering. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your reactions. This shift in mindset is powerful. When you stop worrying about things you can't change, you free up energy to focus on what truly matters. For example, if someone insults you, you can't control their words, but you can control how you respond. You can choose to stay calm, not take it personally, and let it go. This is the first step in training your mind like a Stoic warrior. Second, practice acceptance. Life will not always go the way you want it to. Sometimes things will go wrong, and that's okay. The Stoics believed that suffering comes not from the events themselves, but from our resistance to them. If you can learn to accept what happens, good or bad, you will suffer less. This doesn't mean you should give up or stop trying. It means you should face reality as it is, without complaining or wishing it were different. For instance, if you lose your job, instead of panicking or blaming others, accept the situation. Then, focus on what you can do next. Update your resume, apply for new jobs, or learn new skills. Acceptance gives you a clear mind to deal with problems effectively. Third, develop discipline. A Stoic warrior is not someone who acts on impulse or emotion. They are disciplined, thoughtful, and deliberate. This means you need to train yourself to pause before reacting. When something happens, take a moment to breathe and think. Ask yourself, what is the best way to handle this? This pause can prevent you from saying or doing something you might regret later. Discipline also means sticking to your principles, even when it's hard. For example, if you believe in honesty, be honest even when lying would be easier. This kind of self-control builds inner strength and respect for yourself. Fourth, practice gratitude. The Stoics believe that focusing on what you have, rather than what you lack, is a key to happiness. Every day, take a moment to think about the things you are grateful for: your health, your family, your friends, or even small things like a good meal or a beautiful sunset. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong in your life to what's right. It helps you appreciate the present moment and reduces feelings of envy or dissatisfaction. For example, if you feel jealous of someone who has more money or success, remind yourself of the good things in your own life. This practice trains your mind to see abundance rather than scarcity. Fifth, prepare for adversity. The Stoics had a practice called premeditation, which means premeditation of evils. This is not about being negative or pessimistic. It's about preparing your mind for challenges so you're not caught off guard. Imagine the worst-case scenarios: losing your job, getting sick, or facing a personal failure. Then, think about how you would handle these situations. By doing this, you reduce fear and anxiety because you've already mentally prepared yourself. For example, if you're worried about a presentation at work, imagine what you would do if it doesn't go well. Would you give up? Or would you learn from the experience and try again? This kind of preparation makes you resilient and ready for anything life throws at you. Sixth, focus on virtue. The Stoics believe that the highest good in life is living with virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. They said that External things like money, fame, or power are not as important as your character. A Stoic warrior strives to be a good person, no matter the circumstances. This means doing the right thing, even when it's difficult. For example, if you see someone being treated unfairly, speak up for them. If you make a mistake, admit it, and take responsibility. Living with virtue gives you a sense of purpose and integrity. It also earns the respect of others and builds trust in your relationships. Seventh, remember that everything is temporary. The Stoics often reflected on the impermanence of life. They said that nothing lasts forever, not our possessions, our success, or even our lives. This might sound depressing, but it's actually liberating. When you realize that everything is temporary, you stop clinging to things so tightly. You enjoy the good moments more because you know they won't last, and you endure the bad moments because you know they will pass. For example, if you're going through a tough time, remind yourself that it's only temporary. This perspective helps you stay balanced and not get too attached to any one thing. Eighth. The Stoics believed in being fully present in the moment. They said that worrying about the past or the future only distracts us from what's happening now. Mindfulness means paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. For example, when you're eating, focus on the taste and texture of the food. When you're talking to someone, listen carefully instead of thinking about what you'll say next. This practice helps you appreciate life more and reduces stress. It also makes you more aware of your thoughts, so you can catch negative patterns and change them. Ninth, be humble. A Stoic warrior does not boast or seek attention. They know that true strength comes from within, not from external validation. Humility means recognizing that you don't know everything and that you can learn from others. It also means being grateful for your successes without letting them make you arrogant. For example, if you achieve a big goal, celebrate it, but don't let it define you. Stay grounded and keep striving to improve. Humility keeps you open to growth and helps you stay connected to others. 10th, remember your mortality. The Stoics often thought about death not to be morbid, but to remind themselves of what's truly important. They said that remembering our mortality helps us live more fully and appreciate each day. It also puts things in perspective. Small problems don't seem so big when you think about the bigger picture. For example, if you're stressed about a deadline, remind yourself that in the grand scheme of life, it's just a small moment. This doesn't mean you shouldn't care about your work, but it helps you keep things in balance. In conclusion, training your mind like a Stoic warrior is not about being emotionless or tough. It's about developing inner strength, clarity, and peace. By focusing on what you can control, practicing acceptance, being disciplined, and living with virtue, you can handle life's challenges with grace and resilience. Remember, the goal is not to avoid difficulties, but to face them with courage and wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realizes this, and you will find strength. So, take small steps to train your mind, and over time, you'll become the Stoic warrior you are meant to be.